What was Ahsoka's thoughts during Order 66? Well, just before Order 66 began, Ahsoka was finally happy for the first time in a long time. She had reunited with Anakin after leaving the Jedi Order, and despite everything that had happened between them, it felt as if nothing had changed. Anakin had upgraded her lightsabers and personally returned them to her. Without saying it directly, he was telling her that he still cared about her and that she would always be his Padawan. For Ahsoka, the moment meant everything. She had spent months wondering whether Anakin blamed her for leaving the Order, but their reunion showed that their bond was still there. She then left for Mandalore believing she would see Anakin and Obi-Wan again once the war was over. She had absolutely no reason to believe that their goodbye would be their last peaceful conversation. During the Siege of Mandalore, Ahsoka's thoughts were focused on protecting innocent people and bringing Darth Maul to justice. Even after leaving the Order, she still acted exactly like a Jedi should. She willingly put herself in danger to save Mandalore and its people because helping others had always been who she was. Everything changed when Maul began speaking about Anakin's future. Maul revealed that Darth Sidious had plans for Anakin and claimed that he would become the key to destroying the Order. At first, Ahsoka refused to believe him. Anakin was many things, reckless, stubborn, and emotional, but she could never imagine him becoming the monster Maul described. After capturing Maul, Ahsoka sensed something terrible through the Force. As we saw in the final season of the Clone Wars, strongly implies that she felt Anakin's pain during the moment he pledged himself to the dark side. She didn't understand what had happened, but she knew something was terribly wrong. She even heard Mace Windu falling out of the window. Then came Order 66. When Captain Rex received Palpatine's command, Ahsoka immediately noticed something was wrong. Rex struggled to fight against the Order for several moments and desperately trying to warn her before his inhibitor chip took complete control. Fives! At that moment, Ahsoka realized that Fives had been telling the truth all along. Everything suddenly made sense. The chips, the conspiracy, the strange behavior of the clones. Fives had died trying to warn everyone about what was coming, and now his worst fears had become reality. Imagine what was going through Ahsoka's mind during those few seconds. One of her closest friends was pointing blasters at her. The Republic had ordered her execution. Thousands of Jedi across the galaxy were likely dying at that very moment. Ahsoka was heartbroken. What makes her reaction so different from many Jedi is that she never blamed the clones. She didn't even want to kill them. She immediately understood that Rex was not acting like he should. Throughout the entire episode, she refused the clones as friends or victims rather than enemies. Even while clone troopers hunted her throughout the Vendor-class Star Destroyer, she refused to kill them unless absolutely necessary. She used stun blasts, avoid direct combat whenever possible, and constantly looked for ways to save lives. These soldiers who she fought behind for years, they were not simply numbers in an army, they were her friends. Ahsoka knew their names, she laughed with them, she trusted her whole life with them. Many of these clones aboard the cruiser had even painted their helmets to look like her own face in honor of her return. Just hours before Order 66, they had welcomed her as a hero. Now they're trying to kill her. That realization hurt Ahsoka deeply. More than anything, she wanted to save Rex. She could have escaped multiple times, but she chose to risk her own life to remove his inhibitor chip. Saving Rex became more important to her than saving herself. When Rex finally regained control of his mind, the two shared one of the saddest conversations in Star Wars history. Rex broke down emotional after realizing what he had almost done. Together, they made an important decision. They would not kill their fellow clones. This choice tells us everything about Ahsoka's thoughts during Order 66. Even while being hunted by an entire army, she still chose compassion over survival whenever possible. She believed the clones deserved saving because they were victims of Palpatine's plan. As the Star Destroyer began falling from the sky, Ahsoka's pain only grew worse. She watched clone troopers die during the chaos despite her efforts to save them. There was nothing she could do to stop the destruction. When the cruiser crashed, Ahsoka and Rex buried the fallen clones in a massive graveyard. Every clone received a proper burial and their helmets were placed above their graves. Ahsoka silently stood before the graves knowing that almost every clone she had cared about was dead.